I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
This is another request from very nice person, Guillermo, sent in very generous donation to my PayPal, who wanted a couple movies reviewed. Again, if everyone's ever interested in sending me requests of pretty much any type of video, you can do it either directly via my PayPal or part of my Patreon. Links will be down in the info box. If not, no worries. The reason I have my hand like this, I don't know if this is a rant in the fact of, I thought the first 2/3 of this movie was pretty damn good. And what sometimes was more frustrating, hit the microphone. Over here you have a piece of shit. Over here you have a great one. But then you get a movie over here where it has potential. And I think there's a lot of good stuff in this. And the finale, it's squandered. It's squandered. Where the finale of the film is not nearly as strong as its first half. But it's found footage 3D. If you're wondering, well, that's a stupid title. Well, that works into the movie because the movie is trying to be Scream, what it did for slasher films, this is kind of trying to do for found footage movies. From the get-go, you have the text that you would see in movies like the Blair Witch Project, like a lot of found footage, and then it pulls back and it's a computer screen, and it's people arguing, well, how was the footage found? I mean, well, why were they filming in the first place? Because it's about a group of people who are going to make a found footage film. And so it's trying to, I wouldn't say wink at the audience. In a way, I thought a lot of the dialogue was rather clever or just entertaining. I liked the guy who was the sound guy. He looked like either Zach Galifianakis' brother or a very low-income brother of Gerard Butler when he had the full beard. I like the sound gear guy. I like some of the dialogue. He appears and he's spouting lines from Army of Darkness, and these guys sound equipment. This is my boomstick. Yeah, the other people talk about, oh, Sharknado, the piece of shit film that was. If they're able to do that, we can do this. And then the director's plan is he's going to shoot in 3D. And people talk about how that's a stupid idea. But it's like, yeah, but it's the first idea. And I'm enjoying the beginning of this movie because it's fun to see, okay, a film crew trying to film a found footage movie. But a lot of people realize that a lot of them suck. And they try and film this found footage flick called The Spectre of Death. And there's lines of dialogue that made me generally chuckle, especially from the sound deer guy. Like, they talk to these two locals and they want them to say this dialogue to warn us not to go there. And they keep flubbing their lines because they're not actors. Then when they cut and then they tell where they're going to shoot, then they get into the real, oh, you shouldn't go there. So it's playing with reality, playing with conventions of the genre. they're attempting to film these guys as actors to say you shouldn't go into this fictitious place, but when they mention the real place they're going, and then they're sincerely going, no, you should not go there. Being the word of warning. Because they find out that they're going to shoot at a place that's haunted. And the sound gear guy's pissed off about, and he's going about the fucking cast of Cocoon. That made me laugh. The fucking cast of Cocoon freaked out by that place. Again, the beginning and gist of this movie I was enjoying. The first half of this film I was enjoying. People keep hearing weird sound effects, and then you realize there's people having these boom box with audio, which is kind of how they did in Blair Witch Project and other movies. The cast of characters, you have I forget if he was the producer or he was called the director, but he's definitely more a producer. He was always going about, or a writer. He was always going about, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why would this happen? The type of questions you would hear about found footage that you would ask about that. And the actual leader director's going, oh, the audience doesn't care. The audience is stupid. And the other guy goes, they do care. See, I was enjoying it. With the amount of found footage films I've seen, I was enjoying it. I like the idea of seeing the behind the scenes of them filming a found footage flick. And the one director's an asshole, and then the star of the film, they're both exes, so there's a lot of friction between them. And they're talking about the making of the film. Some of the creepy aspects I thought was decently made. A guy is trying to film something for behind the scenes, so he's showing a video editor where you have the timeline, and there's the window with it's like the window's here with the footage and the timeline. The guy leaves, and when he leaves, the shadow that's in the footage leaves by itself. And of course the guy's out of the room. Then he comes back and he's like, what the hell? Because the shadow is gone now. He's like, what the hell's going on? So I'm really enjoying it. And they're talking more about filming. Oh, we're going to have a CGI. Why? Well, why have a CGI? We should have practical. Yeah, but what you do with CGI? But it's going to be bad CGI. And it's like, well, you don't know it'll be bad CGI? Yes, it do. Because we can't afford good CGI. If it's stuck with that, and really play with the conventions in the third act of the movie, I think this could have been a fantastic film. I really do believe that. If it went on with them filming it and no one dies, so it'd be the total opposite of found footage. Found footage, most people, or in most found footage films, everybody dies. So imagine a found footage film where nobody dies. That'd be well, technically one did that. That was St. Francisville Experiment, which I actually don't mind the film for what it is. So you'd be playing with conventions, and then the reason it's called found footage 3D is, like I said, they're shooting in 3D and the people are making fun of it. But have it be this figure, these little things happen, but then you realize the ghost is not evil, he's just a jerk. I think that'd be pretty funny. Like, make it, stick with this comedic, you have a little bit of spook creep factor, but let it be that the ghost, oh my God, it's gonna kill us all, and the ghost's like, fuck you, or maybe close the door on them and some scratches goes, fuck off, or get the fuck out of Dodge, or something. Among other stuff in the third act, I think if it really did play against the cliches of the found footage, it would have been great. Because again, some of the dialogue, that's, people complain about jump scares. Well, the main star lady, she's talking about the jump scare to the director. She's going, that's lazy filmmaking. It's bad writing done by hacks who can't write on deeper levels. Or the two people arguing, but we're not shooting in 3D. Well, the audience ain't going to care. Yeah, but the audience is going to wonder, like, it's not going to make sense that things aren't in 3D, but yet you're calling it found footage 3D. Well, we'll just have a camera here and a camera here and be like the old-fashioned. And there's strange things that happen. There's a dad with a shovel that's supposed to be dropped for a jump scare, but it drops prematurely and hits someone on the head. This creature keeps appearing in some of the footage during the editing. They go out to drink, they get back, all their stuff is fluttered about, and some of it has slime on it, which remind me exactly of Blair Witch Project, where Josh had his shit covered with slime. And then the sound gear pretty much quits and leaves. Because A, there's weird shit going on. B, he's like, you didn't tell me we're going to a haunted house place. And the director's being an asshole. I own your deer. I own your ass. You're staying. And the guy with the... I was liking the sound gear guy, the beard, the sort of a flubbier Gerard Butler if he had his full beard. Like he's had in some movies. But then the third act comes. And they bring some guy from some website to watch them as they're filming. Hell breaks loose. And then it's such a lackluster, lame shit show of finale. They're watching, one stabs the other as they're watching from another room. The guy from the website, you guys making this up to get me in your movie. The door slams and hits the guy. They turn, one guy gets killed from the shitty CGI. Like you were making fun of bad CGI, so then you put bad CGI. But you're making fun of all this other stuff. Oh, but then you don't really do anything with it. The most you do with it is someone goes, why don't you put down the camera? And the guy goes, oh, I have to. I think if we put it down, it's going to kill us. I don't even understand where you got that fucking... Because he says offhand, you didn't see that? I only saw it through the camera. So we can only see this thing with the camera, so we can't put it down. Okay. But it almost seems out of the blue and no build up to it. Or, I don't know. It just seemed very quick and very ship-shoddy flat about it. And people taken into the dark by really horrible, shitty CGI mist. And then the guy that I liked, I'm like, oh, he was a smart one. He left. No, they stumble on his dead body on the ground. Apparently he was killed earlier with some scratches on his face. So even the guy I liked the most died. Even though he did the smart thing and left hours ago, he dies off screen, and they find his body. And then the cameraman, the other girl, he gets back to her. As they're driving, they stop, and she's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish you had not come back for me. And the guy's like, what? The one rule of found footage movies. And the guy's like... And then the shitty effect of her turning to this face that goes towards the camera. Meaning the one rule of found footage movies, everybody dies. I'm like, that's bullshit, because I can name a dozen movies that has not happened. Spoiler alerts, and I mean, this will spoil. I'll name them right here. As Above, So Below. Exists. Digging Up the Marrow. St. Francisville Experiment. was it, technically Butterfly Kisses. Just that everyone dies at the end of that. Technically The Possession of Michael King. Just a little girl. I know I'm spoiling a lot of movies, but I mean, that's why, you know, I'll put, I'm Afflicted, Chronicle. I know, funny enough, a lot of the movies I liked, huh? I mean, you can have everyone die, but it has to be done very well, and I think that's done very well in the original Blair Witch Project for various reasons that I mentioned when I reviewed that film more than once, which are on the channel. But you really could have done something here. You could have gone really against the grain, and you could have done your own version of a slasher version. Okay, April Fool's Day from 1986, what it did for slasher films, you could have done this for found footage. You really could have done something in this third act. And I think it's a fun build-up. Apparently not a lot of people think so. A lot of people disliked it from step number one. Maybe because I like Scream, and there's a lot of people who don't like Scream nowadays, so they didn't want to see another version of Scream, or they just thought it wasn't done well, or they didn't like the characters, or I was getting into the making of this found footage film. I was getting into them talking about the cliches and arguing about them, and I was liking some of the people. Like the sound ear guy was pretty funny. I know I don't remember the actor's name. I'm not the best with names. But you really had something, and then that's why it's. Will I label this a rant? Because I can't call it a total piece of shit. Unlike RWD, which I saw not too long ago, and other films. I mean, the first half or first 2/3 I actually liked, but it didn't follow through. You know, the putt. Son of a bitch, ball, why didn't you go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me. Suck my white ass, ball. You know, like that thing where you're this close to the air, you know, you're this close. It's 3 seconds left on the buzzer and it's an air ball. Fucking air ball. Should call to Michael Jordan for the win. God damn it. And I would say even a film like Butterfly Kisses, which also went about putting the genre on its head and the cliches, I would say Butterfly Kisses is a little bit better written, a little bit more clever in certain ways about that. And I thought its ending was a bit more interesting. Definitely more interesting compared to this. But I mean, with that said, I was really enjoying the film. The third act, the ending, shit the bed. It's really disappointing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you asked me a month later or a year later, I would say, that movie fucking sucks. But as of now, considering a lot of films I've seen recently, there is stuff I actually did like in the film. But whatever watch it, you know. Because the third act, I thought, whatever good ambition it built up, it kind of just, you really could have played against the conventions and the cliches. It's not enough just to talk about it. You need to actually fucking do it. Talk about, oh, yeah, bad CGI, then yeah, bad CGI. Hell, there's even a point where the guy's like, hey, let's rewrite the ending. I'll live. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does, buddy. I've seen multiple found footage films that have done it. You want me to name them again? I don't know, I mean, then that kind of makes me wonder if some of these people have seen that many found footage films. Seen the Blair Witch Project and 3 other movies. Okay, you've seen some, but I've seen a lot more. So, I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you in the next video. Later.